What's going on, y'all? You already know this is AP, and thank you for watching as always. And if you like this content that I'm continuously bringing y'all, go ahead and feel free to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all my over 3,000 subscribers. And last night, Saturday night, or depending on when you're watching this, the second part of the Janet Jackson documentary aired on Lifetime and A&E. And this documentary, part two, was a lot more sentimental and a lot more heavier, and it went deeper than the first documentary, part one. This one it got more into the whole, heart of Janet, and it got into her emotional state and her feelings on everything. I mean, they talked about her whole poetic justice and Tupac, the chemistry that they possessed while filming the movie. They touched upon the infamous Rolling Stone cover when Janet was nude and her boyfriend at the time, Renee, had his hands covering her breast. It talked about how some of her family members felt uncomfortable about that. And I remember specifically when that cover came out, that cover was infamous. I mean, it's been put on posters and t-shirts, and it's an iconic cover. The tone of the documentary kind of shifted, and it discussed how Janet had a mega $1 million deal with Coca-Cola on the table. But as soon as Michael Jackson's first allegations about the whole child molestation and that whole incident and those accusations and things of that nature came upon, Coca-Cola immediately canceled that deal, and it cost Janet Jackson a lot of money. But despite everything, Janet Jackson, no matter what money Coca-Cola had on the table, Janet always stood by her brother Michael, and she always showed her support. I loved how they showed the home videos of Janet and Michael actually writing and producing the song Scream, the collaborative song that they did together. It showed behind the scenes clip on the video, and it showed how, the record labels were basically trying to have this whole competition thing and pit Michael against Janet and not have them film their same parts of the video at the same time. And we really got a chance to see how Michael's death affected Janet. And the documentary talked about Janet's struggle for love and her struggle to find love and a stable relationship throughout her life, ever since she was a teenager, all the way up until the time she was in her 20s, 30s, 40s, and until she ultimately got married now and had a child, a baby boy. It talked about at the time how her husband, Renee, at the end of their marriage, he started to struggle with painkillers. So he had a, slight addiction. And one of the more profound moments of this doc really struck a chord with me was that we all know that Janet dated music producer, superstar music producer Jermaine Dupri in the early 2000s. And they had a pretty strong relationship. And I didn't even know how their relationship was so tight and so serious. We all thought, even I did at the time, I thought that this was an awkward pairing. But you know what they say, that's the way love goes, like Janet said in her song. And you just can't predict who you're going to fall for and who you fall in love with. But her and Jermaine were very serious. And Janet said clearly that she wanted to have all of Jermaine Dupri's children. But as we found out in this doc, there were some behind the scenes things that caused that relationship to falter, to where they didn't end up officially getting married. They didn't end up having a family. Janet Jackson, said that Jermaine Dupri had an issue to where he was cheating on her. And not only did he cheat on her, but one of the main reasons that it didn't work was because Jermaine didn't want to really settle down. He wanted to live that party life and that late night producer life, staying up 24 hours a day in Atlanta. Janet was in Cali. She was in California. And Jermaine just didn't want to, meet her in the middle and meet her halfway and just give up his lifestyle to settle down with her and have children. And fellas, help me out with this. And ladies, help me out with this. Jermaine Dupri, how in the world could you turn down Janet Jackson and a chance of having a family with her? Bruh, I can honestly say, and I think this is a fact, even though this is not confirmed, Jermaine Dupri, I know you're waking up every morning regretting the fact that you did not marry and settle down with Janet Jackson. Bruh, we talking about Janet Jackson, Jermaine. Chris Tucker voice, Jermaine Dupri, you was wildin', bruh. What would this documentary be without them discussing the whole Justin Timberlake Super Bowl incident and performance. Janet Jackson said that her and Justin are friends, and that everybody who still hung up over that incident in 2022 needs to get over it. She said that Justin Timberlake even wanted her to perform at the 2018 Super Bowl when he performed. They have long made amends and they're good friends. So all of that now is just water under the bridge. As the documentary came to an end, Janet, she basically said that she wants to be a mom. This is her job now. So yeah, overall, this documentary was absolutely outstanding. I loved it. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. 5 stars out of 5 stars. I'm giving it a 5. Kudos to Lifetime and A&E Television for putting on such an exceptional documentary. Thank you for watching once again. I will check y'all later. Peace, blessings, and one love.